Every year on the last night of October, it feels as if the entire world hits the pause button. Kids are darting around, all decked out as witches, ghosts, and monsters. Homes are lit up with jack-o'-lanterns and draped with fake spiderwebs. Seems harmless, right? We've all been there, participating in this night of spooks and giggles, totally convinced there's nothing wrong. But have you ever stopped to think about what you're really celebrating? It's no accident that images of death, the macabre, and the occult dominate this holiday. Halloween isn't just some costume party, it's a festival that, historically, glorifies death and even the devil. Did you know that on this very night, while kids are out trick-or-treating, many Satanists and witches are celebrating one of their most important holy days? For them, Halloween isn't a game, it's Satan's birthday. Yes, you heard that correctly. Now, maybe you're thinking, is it really that serious? Isn't it just another holiday? That's the trap. It all looks harmless, because that's how evil operates, disguised as fun, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Halloween wasn't always a kid's holiday. It sprang from pagan rituals where ancient Celts tried to appease the god of death with sacrifices, even human ones. They believed that on this night, spirits of the dead roamed the earth, searching for bodies to possess. That's why they wore costumes, to blend in with the dead and avoid being captured. But that's not even the most disturbing part. What's really unsettling is that today, thousands of years later, we continue celebrating a holiday with the same symbols, totally unaware of the true message we're embracing. Isn't it weird? While we're dressing up as ghosts and witches, thinking we're just playing, we're unknowingly participating in a celebration designed to honor death. What does the Bible say about all this? The answer is clear and, frankly, terrifying. God is not a God of the dead, but of the living. So, what are we doing? Are we committing a sin? The answer to these questions lies in history, in the origins. The pumpkins, costumes, ghosts, and skeletons all have a specific reason, a story hidden in its origins that few people know, but one that we all should hear. It all began more than 2,000 years ago, in a distant land where nights were longer and colder. Celtic tribes waited with fear and superstition for the night of October 31st. For them, this wasn't just any ordinary night. It marked summer's end, the beginning of a dark season when days of light and harvest faded away, giving way to shadows and cold. They believed that on this night, the barrier between the living and the dead dissolved. But what's most disturbing isn't just that, it's who this celebration was dedicated to. According to ancient Celtic beliefs, this was the night when the Lord of Death, Samhain, walked among the living. The spirits of the dead would roam the earth, searching for bodies to possess. To protect themselves, villagers would extinguish their fires, leaving their homes cold, and disguise themselves to deceive the spirits, making them believe they, too, were dead. People lived in constant fear of these spirits. For them, the dead didn't rest in peace. They returned angry, seeking revenge or a body to possess. The tension was so great that the only way to protect themselves, they believed, was through sacrifices, and not just any kind, but human sacrifices. Yes, we're talking about rituals where human lives were offered to appease the Lord of Death and keep spirits at bay. It's terrifying, but real. People extinguished their bonfires to make their homes appear cold and empty, undesirable to wandering spirits. In a desperate attempt to deceive them, they dressed in animal skins and heads, transforming themselves into something resembling the very creatures they were trying to protect themselves from. They say that even the carved pumpkins with haunting faces emerged from these practices. But as Celtic peoples became Christianized, some of these rituals merged with Christian beliefs. This celebration was adapted by Christianity, which tried to give it new meaning. They called it All Hallows Eve, the evening before All Saints' Day, with the aim of bringing light to this dark night. Picture for a moment that time, so different from today. It was the year 800 AD, and Christians were preparing to honor the saints, those who gave their lives for their faith and lived in extraordinary ways. The night of October 31st, All Hallows Eve, was the prelude to one of the most important days in the Christian calendar, All Saints' Day. The air was filled with hope, not terror. Darkness wasn't celebrated but overcome. It was a spiritual preparation, a time of deep reflection, of gratitude for those who walked before us, showing the true path to light. And today, it remains so in many communities around the world. This day is experienced in different ways, but the heart of the celebration remains the same. In some communities, people go to churches where bells ring loudly, reminding us that there is something beyond earthly life, that death is not the end. Churches are filled with flowers, candles, and songs that evoke light and hope. In other places, processions are organized in the streets, where people carry images of local saints, those who were living examples of faith in their own communities. It's a moment of unity, of shared faith. But the Eucharist remains at the heart of the celebration. During each Mass on this day, the faithful unite not only with those physically present, but also with the saints and those who have passed on. In many Latin American countries, All Saints' Day blends with local traditions, combining customs that honor both the dead and the saints simultaneously. Entire families visit cemeteries to pray for their loved ones, not in sorrow, but with hope. They light candles that illuminate the graves, symbolizing Christ's light that overcomes any darkness. Families sit beside the headstones, sharing stories, praying together, celebrating the lives of those who are no longer physically present but remain in spirit. It's an act of communion that transcends grief and mourning, because this day isn't about death, but about life after death. In Europe, especially in places like Spain, France, or Italy, churches are filled with white flowers, symbols of purity and holiness. People bring bouquets to cemeteries, while special masses are held honoring all saints, reminding us that although unseen, they're closer than we think. The lit candles before the altars are a powerful symbol. Each one represents a life, a soul now in God's presence. It's a reminder that light shines beyond the shadows. But if you look around, it's undeniable which of these two celebrations has captured the world's attention more. Halloween seems to be everywhere, no matter which country you're in. Each year, it feels like Halloween takes over. The streets, shopping centers, schools, and homes all start filling up with pumpkins and costumes weeks before October 31st, and the message is clear: Halloween is the celebration of the moment. Yet, while all this unfolds, All Saints' Day seems to remain in the shadows, almost forgotten, eclipsed by Halloween's colorful commotion. It's interesting because at the core of these two celebrations lies a deep tension. On one hand, Halloween has evolved into a global cultural phenomenon, something that no longer belongs solely to Anglo-Saxon tradition. Around the world, children dress up as monsters, witches, and spooky characters, hoping to fill their bags with candy. It has become a spectacle, an excuse to escape the ordinary and dive into the strange and the macabre, and that's its strength. In contrast, All Saints' Day is quieter, less flashy, but infinitely more meaningful. This is a celebration that doesn't seek fleeting entertainment, but something far more transcendent, remembering those who have reached eternal life, those who show us that death doesn't have the final say. Yet the reality is that for many, this holiday goes almost unnoticed. We rarely see big advertisements or commercial campaigns promoting it. There are no costumes, no mass festivities. All Saints' Day is more silent, more contemplative, and that, in a world seemingly obsessed with the immediate, might make it appear less attractive. Halloween celebrates the temporary, the ephemeral, what lasts just one night. It's the exaltation of the fleeting. In contrast, All Saints' Day celebrates the eternal, what truly endures, what carries deep and lasting meaning. But this is where the conflict becomes real. We live in a culture that values quick fixes, easy solutions, and distractions from life's burdens. And Halloween, in all its popularity, offers exactly that: a night to forget, to let ourselves be carried away by shadows and play with what we normally fear. That's why, in terms of global attention, Halloween seems to win effortlessly. It's more visible, more commercial, easier to sell. No one thinks that by decorating our houses with skulls and ghosts, we're actually replicating ancient rituals designed to honor the very god of death. The celebration we know today was born from fear. Originally, these were survival tools, desperate attempts to escape something that terrified them deeply. And while children go out in costumes on that same night, in different places, there are still those who take this date with a sinister purpose. For some Satanists and occultists, Halloween remains a sacred day, the night when they perform dark rituals and pacts. But there's something even more disturbing. The ancients believed that if they didn't perform these rituals, they would be surrendering their souls to the power of spirits. This desperate search for protection led them to extreme and macabre practices. Today, Halloween seems harmless. You see it in shopping malls, schools, even in your neighbors' houses. Stores are filled with costumes, pumpkins, and candy. Children eagerly await that night to hit the streets, smiling behind monster and ghost masks in search of treats. Halloween has become a global celebration, a ritual that crosses borders. Whether you're in the United States, Mexico, or Brazil, everyone participates. No one questions what they're celebrating. But if you stop to think about it, something doesn't add up. Why this obsession with the macabre? Why is what appears to be a simple night of fun filled with symbols of death, darkness, and fear? The answer is hidden in plain sight because Halloween, though modernized, remains what it has always been, a celebration of darkness, of the occult, of what lurks in the shadows. Today, it's hard to see because it's wrapped in an entertainment package, but just because something is popular doesn't make it right. In fact, it's even more dangerous because it deceives you, makes you let your guard down, and that's where we Christians come in. Should we really participate in a celebration that honors something that goes completely against what we believe? The Bible is clear. In the Gospel of Matthew, we read, "He is not the God of the dead, but of the living." And Halloween, in its essence, continues to glorify death, no matter how much we dress it up, no matter how much candy we hand out. At the end of the day, Halloween symbols, the skulls, the witches, the ghosts, are a tribute to darkness, to the occult, to everything the Bible warns us to flee from. But what's most surprising is how we've allowed it. It's shocking how society has accepted Halloween without question. We don't just accept it, we celebrate it. And what's even more puzzling is that some Christians do too. We've let ourselves be carried away by the current, forgetting what it truly means. At this point, it's easy to understand why most people don't see it. We've been bombarded with images that make us believe Halloween is just another holiday. Movies, stores, TV shows, everything presents it as something normal. But behind this normality lies a message that remains as dark as ever. Halloween, though dressed in modernity, still drags its roots in paganism, in the worship of what is dead and dark. And meanwhile, the true message of Christianity, which is life and light, becomes overshadowed. On this night of darkness, the saddest part is that in a world where we celebrate life so much, we've come to normalize a celebration that exalts the opposite. We live in a culture that, without realizing it, has opened its doors to death. Just look around us. We see movies that glorify horror, costumes that mock the sacred, children immersing themselves in a world of ghosts and demons as if it were all part of a game. And this is where an important question arises. How did we get to this point? How did we end up celebrating what we once feared? The answer is unsettling. Little by little, we've been seduced by the culture surrounding us. We've been told there's nothing wrong with enjoying a night of fear, that it's okay to participate in a celebration that, despite its dark roots, has become innocent. But that's not true. Halloween remains what it has always been, a celebration of death disguised as fun. And so, as Christians, we must ask ourselves, where does our testimony stand? What are we teaching our children when we dress them as witches and monsters? It's a sign that we've forgotten who we are. We've allowed the world to define our celebrations instead of being the ones who show the world the true path. As Christians, we are called to be light in the midst of darkness, and Halloween, no matter how much we try to soften it, remains a celebration that glorifies the opposite of who we are. It's remarkable how something so dark has become part of our lives, almost without us noticing. But now that we know, we can't ignore it. We can't continue participating in something that directly contradicts our faith. And though the world tells you it's just a game, that it's harmless, you know the truth. You know that behind those masks and pumpkins lies a story that glorifies death. And as Christians, our mission is to celebrate life, not death. The Bible warns us clearly, what seems harmless can corrupt our spirit, and Halloween is no exception. You can open the door to death and expect there to be no consequences. Year after year, we're repeating a story that glorifies death and Satan, and the enemy knows how to disguise itself as fun. Halloween remains what it has always been, a night that honors death and fear. And you, as a Christian, do you really want to participate in that? It's easy to feel overwhelmed. Everyone around you celebrates it. Society pushes it hard. Schools organize parties, and your children might already be excited about dressing up. It feels like you're alone, trying to swim against an unstoppable current. But you don't have to follow the crowd. You don't have to participate in what the world presents as normal. Indeed, there is a different path, a path that not only rejects darkness, but powerfully embraces light and life. Imagine a night not of terror, but of hope. Instead of skulls and ghosts, there is light. Instead of fear, there is peace. There's no need to participate in a celebration that glorifies death when we have something far greater to celebrate, life in Christ. You don't have to settle for what the world offers. You have a much better alternative. November 1st, right after Halloween, is All Saints' Day, a day that celebrates those who lived their lives devoted to God, who overcame evil not with fear, but with faith. It's a reminder that holiness is real, that light always conquers darkness. In the Bible, we read, "For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord." Live as children of light. It's not just about avoiding Halloween, but replacing it with something that glorifies God. You can transform this dark night into an opportunity to teach your children what truly matters. Organize a family prayer night where, instead of dressing up as macabre creatures, they dress as saints, as heroes of faith who inspire. Create an atmosphere of light with lit candles representing Christ's victory over death. And why not make that night an opportunity to remember our departed loved ones, not with fear, but with hope, praying for them and celebrating the resurrection that Jesus promises us. You don't have to lock yourself at home. If children knock on your door saying trick or treat, use that moment. Don't reject the interaction, but transform the experience. You can give out candy, of course, but along with them, offer a small holy card or a biblical quote about Christ's light. Every time someone knocks on your door, instead of feeding the tradition of fear, you invite people, even if just for a moment, to think about something different, something that brings hope. Imagine the impact such a simple gesture could have. A small seed planted in the hearts of these children and families could be a spark that ignites in the future. Many churches are already making these decisions. Instead of letting Halloween take center stage, they organize Christian events that night, such as praise nights or even festivals where children can participate in activities that celebrate life, light, and God's love. Instead of scary games, there are activities that teach Christian values. It's possible to change the narrative, to transform the state from a night of fear into an opportunity to show the world a better way. You don't have to give up the fun, you just need to redirect it towards something uplifting. The Bible tells us to live as children of light, rejecting darkness and choosing the path that builds up. We read, "For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord." Live as children of light, for the fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. The choice is yours. It's easy to follow what everyone else does. It's comfortable. But what if you took a different path? What if, instead of falling into Halloween's darkness, you used that night to teach your children about the true power of light? That would be much more powerful, much more meaningful. You're not just protecting your family from something that might seem harmless, but isn't. You're planting a seed of truth and life that can grow in the future. It's not just about avoiding the bad. It's about offering something much better. Share this video with your loved ones and follow the Lord so that this message reaches our community. For this is what we are called to do. Where there is death, bring life. Where there is fear, bring peace. Where there is darkness, bring light. And you have the power to carry that light to the world. And if you want to delve deeper into what God's Word says about death, you need to watch the video appearing on screen. In this video, we explore what the Bible teaches us about what happens after death and what becomes of our soul. It's a very important topic that we all need to understand. May God be with you, and remember, you are all children of the light and children of the day. We do not belong to the night or to the darkness.